Picture this. It is 1915 and a 46-year-old lawyer steps off a ship in Bombay. He has a reputation from South Africa, sure, but in the vast complex landscape of India, he is essentially a political nobody. Yet within just 4 years, this man would hold the pulse of the entire subcontinent. How did Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi transform from a regional activist into the undisputed leader of an all India movement? To understand this, we cannot look at history as a series of isolated dates. We have to trace the connective tissue. Gandhi did not start with a grand national strategy. He started in laboratories. Between 1917 and 1918, he picked three highly localized specific battles. In Champaran, he fought for indigo farmers crushed by the Tinkatiya system. In Ahmedabad, he intervened for mill workers demanding a plague bonus, launching his first hunger strike. In Kedah, he stood with peasants demanding tax remission after massive crop failures. Why do these matter? Because they were not just local victories, they were a masterclass in coalition building. Gandhi was testing his newly forged weapons, Satyagraha and Ahimsa. More importantly, he was quietly assembling a diverse army. He brought the urban intelligentsia, men like Vallabhbhai Patel and Rajendra Prasad, into the muddy fields to work directly with the rural peasantry. But a local hero doesn't become a national icon without a massive external catalyst. Enter the year 1919. World War I has just ended. Indians had shed blood for the British Empire, expecting self governance as their reward. Instead, British handed them a carrot and a massive iron spiked stick. The carrot was the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms, the stick was the Rowlatt Act. Officially named the Anarchical and Revolutionary Crimes Act, this law was an absolute nightmare. It allowed the government to arrest any Indian without a warrant and imprison them for up to 2 years without trial. The popular street slogan perfectly captured the tyranny. No Dalil, no Vakil, no appeal. That is the no arguments, no lawyer, no appeal. This betrayal was the spark Gandhi needed. The localized problem solver realized that regional strikes were no longer enough to fight a systemic monster. He needed a nationwide response. But how do you mobilize a country as fractured as India? You use the blueprints you have already built. Gandhi tapped into the localized networks he had created in Champaran and Kedah and merged them with the nationwide infrastructure of Ani Besant and Tilak's Home Rule League movements. He launched the Rowlatt Satyagraha, calling for a nationwide hartal, that is the strike, on April 6, 1919. Shops closed, schools emptied, and streets flooded with millions of Indians, Hindus and Muslims walking shoulder to shoulder. This was the exact moment the localized leader evaporated and All India Mahatma was born. It was the first truly national mass movement in Indian history. Now we know the story ends in tragedy. The intense mobilization terrified the British, leading directly to the horrors of Jallianwala Bagh just a week later. The ensuing violence prompted Gandhi to abruptly halt the satyagraha, calling it a Himalayan blunder because the masses were not yet trained in absolute nonviolence. But the genie was out of the bottle. The Rowlatt Satyagraha was the vital bridge. It proved that the Indian masses were ready to move beyond elite drawing room petitions and step into the streets. And it proved that Gandhi was the only man who could lead them there.